So every Friday, I get Uber Eats after work. I usually get Chinese from a particular restaurant. Anyways, after every meal, I get a little fortune cookie. But some incredibly ominous, it was an incredibly ominous omen. I received a fortune cookie with no fortune. And at first I was like, okay, that's weird. And then I was like, oh, what if that means, what if that means I'm gonna die? Oh no. And then I just like forgot about it until today, when I did remember about it, was reminded about it, and then I was driving to work, I think, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! And then there was a Chinese restaurant on the side of the road. I think that's probably why I was reminded of it. Anyways, I like, oh, I gotta get a fortune cookie right now. I gotta go in and buy a fortune cookie. And then they were closed, which made me even more paranoid. So then I went to work, I went to this event, and then as soon as I got out, I was like, okay, I gotta go find an open Chinese restaurant. So I drove 40 minutes away. I drove 40 minutes away to get a cool fortune cookie. And the fortune cookie, once I received it, I opened it up in my car. I was like, oh, I gotta get this. I gotta get this. The fortune is not really a fortune. It is a, I guess, aphorism. It just says, patience is a virtue that brings tranquility. That's so funny. Anyways, I don't know why I was put up in a, what is it called, a tizzy because of this event. Maybe it's some sort of early onset mental illness. Maybe it's some sort of horrible mental illness, or maybe I'm just, I don't know. But anyways, it added a little bit more excitement into my extremely boring life. When I can go, oh, I gotta go on a journey. I gotta go on a cool journey across the state to find a cool Chinese restaurant that will give me my fortune. And I received my fortune. And it was basically telling me to stop being psychotic. I drove up the mountain to Mr. Kung Fong. I drove up to the mountain and he said, what is your order? And I said, please give me a fortune cookie and wonton soup, please, and a grape soda pop, please, oh please. And he said, okay, you're scaring me. And then he threw it at me, and then I received my cool fortune. Okay, what am I talking about? So it's been like 2 weeks since I finished recording the last part of this, but I've sort of condensed and refined my thoughts. They've been ruminating in my little my little misshapen skull. So now I'm going to go over these thoughts. So a kind of a fatalism that I engage with when and it's like a form of escapism as well. So when my life is particularly not that interesting, inventing little crazy little mishaps and stories behind these mishaps just adds more interesting things into my life, I guess. Going on journeys that would otherwise be completely pointless, and then making them profound in some ways. So just like making a little hunt for a fortune cookie a life or death situation, Also, a couple weeks back, I did this as well. I kept on having car issues that were self-induced car issues, but then I was like, wait, what if an evil witch put a curse on me? Wait, I think an evil witch put a curse on me. And it was just my own stupidity. Stepping on my windshield to get a cool picture of the mountains and spilling water on the bottom of the floor and then mold getting all over the place. And also when I called the insurance company, they literally laughed in my face. So that was pretty funny. That was so funny too. But it wasn't me, guys. It was an evil witch. Um, um, when you're like box staying, supplementing your routine with dire adventures, it provides like a life force to your life, I guess. It's kind of like also, I guess you could get this from just like, I guess you could also get this from like playing video games, but like, it'd be a lot cooler and a lot more fun if you just like put it in your little mind that you're getting attacked by an evil witch instead of like playing a video game where you are getting attacked by an evil witch. It's more, I don't know, it just adds more life. If you're just sitting it down playing a little video game, you sort of get an escapism, but it's not. It's not life. It's not life. I mean, it also may be detrimental, because you might, I guess you could like go crazy if you like believed, if you put too much into your belief of your own fantasy, your own weird little stories you come up with. That hasn't happened to me yet, but if it does, maybe I'll stop, or maybe I'll be too far gone. But honestly, it doesn't really matter, because you're sort of like the author of your own reality. So even if you do go crazy, I mean, you're still within your mind. Maybe if you like go around attacking people, that's probably not good. It's probably not good. So fortune cookie fatalism could be made even more interesting. I was thinking if I like made my own fortunes, like put them in like wrote down a bunch of fortunes, mixed them up in like a box, and then like put them inside of homemade fortune cookies, but like that's too much work. But that's an even weirder like step away from fatalism, because you're basically, it's sort of like a self-induced prophecy, not induced. You know what I'm saying. You're basically making your own future and you follow it, but it would be like all mixed up, so you wouldn't know what you would get. You would like have a basic outline of what you put forth for yourself, but when you open the cookie, you don't know which one you're gonna get. But I'm too lazy for that. But that would seem a little bit more interesting. And then also, for the meanings presented in the fortune cookies being relevant to my life at that time, it's kind of weird, because all of the fortune, since I started this, all of the fortunes sort of like pertain to what's happening to me at that time. I don't know if that's just me looking into it too far, or like sort of like a quantum, like if you're observing it, then you see it, but if you don't observe it, you don't see it type thing. Anyways, the one I got 2 days ago is actually very similar to the last one I got. It says, patience will be a source of strength. Wow. I think something's trying to tell me that I need to be patient. I need to be patient. But that is so vague. I don't really know what that could pertain to. I mean, one time it was so explicit and it was true. It was true. It said your Thursday will be full of joy and laughter, and my Thursday was full of joy and laughter. That was a funny day. I don't know. I don't know how that lined up that way, but it was a funny day. Anyways, I think this has gone on long enough. Goodbye.